Hey guys, Sophia here with Turquoise Toffee, and I'm back with another video. Today we're talking about the 2024 IFBB Pro League Miami Muscle Beach Pro Bikini, Pro Wellness, and Pro Masters results. Lots of divisions, lots of different age categories. Let's get right into it. So in terms of Olympia, it's the open divisions, not the masters, who qualify for the 2024 Olympia. So last year's top three are automatically in, and then the winner of every open division contest within the qualification period qualifies. The masters have their own Olympia and their own system of qualifying for it. So let's begin with women's bikini. In first place, Maria. Second, India. Third, Cassandra. Fourth, Brittany. And fifth, Yulia. And check out the scores. It was really close in a couple spots. There was only 1 point difference between first and second, and then there was only 1 point difference between third and fourth. So a super close top five. Okay, so here's Yulia in fifth place, beautiful as ever. She's got such great balance between upper and lower. I definitely noticed that her delts and her glutes are like perfectly aligned. They're in great proportion. The curve of her upper body really matches the curve of her lower body. She also has beautiful conditioning. You have a little bit of lines coming through, some detail in the quad, that groove coming down her hip. Great obliques, great abs, but she's not overly hard and ripped looking. She's just super athletic, super tight, super toned, and just gorgeous. I love the red suit. I love the red in her lip. Just everything looks polished from head to toe. So I think she did a great job. She's got great size and great balance. Okay, next in fourth place is Brittany. Wow, she looks very muscular, great legs, beautiful quads. Her quad sweeps really are great. Nice curves, nice fullness, big size, good conditioning. You've got the detail coming all the way around the quad here. Nice abs. Her obliques look really carved out. Beautiful detail in her arms. Great shoulders. I love the nice little triangle shape she gets in the bottom of the delt before the bicep and the tricep. Just really awesome. I do find that certainly in this photo, the shoulders are a little slanted. Like this shoulder is higher than this one. So I would be very careful about that and just keeping the shoulders level so that it doesn't look like the hand is pulling the body down. And then in terms of the conditioning, while I like it and I think it shows a really beautiful amount of detail in her legs, she was more conditioned than the other girls when you look at her in comparison in the lineup photos. So we'll get there in a minute. Just something to keep in mind. I think the conditioning looks really good on her frame because she's got so much beautiful size. It's nice to get to see a little bit of that detail. But I think her suit color is perfect. I love the turquoise with her dark hair. Maybe she could try to keep the hair off her shoulder just so we see the shape of the delt a little better, but overall it's stunning. Something that I noticed, I don't know if it's just the way that the lighting is picking up things in these photos, but quite often the leg in front seems to be a darker color than the rest of the body. It's not just on Brittany's photo here. So it's something that I noticed, but I don't think it, maybe it wasn't real in real life and it's more of a photo thing. Okay, so here's Cassandra in third place. She looks beautiful. She's got a lot of great size, beautiful definition in this front leg, but certainly a bit softer than our last competitor in terms of those sharp lines. You don't have as much detail in her back leg. I think she's just got an overall a little bit more of that just fullness coming through rather than those sharp detailed lines. Now, with that said, she still has some beautiful definition in her abs, in the obliques, and I love the outlining of her delts. I think she's doing a great job of posing so that the shoulders are level and she still has that nice curve in the back delt. Her waist looks really small and her lats caught my attention. So I'm loving that the lat and the glute are like right stacked on top of each other. And then you just have this tiny little back The curve here for this tiny waist looks just so good in between the lat and the glute. Your eye really flows over her shape beautifully. So I think she did a really awesome job. Beautiful suit color, nice hair. I love that her hair is off her shoulders so you see those delts clearly. I think she nailed it. Again, like I mentioned, I feel like the upper body could have a little bit darker of a color compared to this leg, but I do think that must be a photo thing. Okay, India in second place. Beautiful. She looks amazing. Great shine and gloss on this hip. It really draws your eye to this gorgeous outlining she gets of her glute. She's got a really nice shape in the quads, and her hamstrings are nice and curvy too. Beautiful sweep here. Nice flat midsection, great oblique. I wouldn't mind a little bit more of like six-packiness coming through if possible, but very flat, very smooth, gorgeous skin. Her upper body looks beautiful as well. She's got really particularly gorgeous curves in the delt here in this front arm, but I feel like she could maybe play around with the placement of her hand here just so that she maintains that curve in the back arm. It's a little bit more flattened in the shoulder compared to this curvy front shoulder. So if she could just maintain some of that roundness, I think it would look really good. In terms of her hourglass physique, stunning. I'd love if she could get a little bit more lat to show here. I find she's a bit narrow in this part of her body. So if she could just kind of open that up a little bit more, I think that would look great. But overall, she's got a really beautiful shape. The delt and the glute have a nice balance. And the red suit is stunning. I always expect yellow when I see her, so the red caught my eye. It looks great. I think she could have gotten away with a redder lip myself, but I think overall she did a great job. Okay, now Maria in first place. So what I noticed right off the bat with Maria when I compare her to second place is that lat area. She's just a little bit more substantial in her upper body. The delts and the lats really roll together beautifully. Then she also, of course, has that nice small waist and a good size to her glute. So there's still that balance between upper and lower, the beautiful curves, but she just looks very muscular and substantial. She's also doing a great job of keeping the curve in her back shoulder, so you still see the roundness, you see the curves in her arms. Her abs look really nice. She's got a little bit of that six-pack. And then the oblique, the line of her oblique really complements the line coming down her leg. Very just great definition. A little bit of detail coming through in that back leg, but nothing crazy. Just a few lines here and there. Overall, she's looking stunning. She's standing really beautifully, showing off the shape. I like how much of her body is facing the front. Just gorgeous. I really, to me, it's the lat. I know that's a crazy thing to focus on so much, but I think just that beautiful amount of density she has in her upper body really complements her lower body perfectly. Okay, so here's the side-by-side of everyone. Gorgeous. Everybody looks amazing. And remember, the scores were super close. But when I look at Maria, I see that lat, I see that fullness, I see that beautiful amount of muscle in her upper body. I think India has tremendous shoulders, but you don't quite see as much of that fullness in the lat. Glutes, wow, Cassandra's glutes really catch my eye. She's got a lot of height. She's got this beautiful outlining here. Brittany beside her, also great size, but definitely a little bit more conditioning, particularly this back leg. You're seeing a lot more lines than you're seeing on the other girls. Yulia, beautiful, great delts. I love the line she has here on the very bottom of the delt. Great curves. A little bit more detail in the back leg than first through third, but it looks nice on her frame. It's not too much. It's not overly eye-catching that she's got this conditioning. So overall, everybody looked really amazing, and I can see why the judges had a hard time. I didn't quite have a back pose of everybody, but you got a little bit of a view of the glutes. You can see Maria has some really nice size, like the width of each individual glute is very substantial. India, I noticed that gorgeous outline she gets, a great curve all the way under. Cassandra has amazing shape. I think her tie-ins look really good, and I love how much width and substantial mass she has in her legs. When you compare Cassandra's legs to Yulia's, she could certainly have a little bit more curve to compare a bit more with our third place winner here. Great delts as well. You definitely have a lot of detail coming through in the back on Cassandra. Brittany, you don't quite get a very good full back shot, but you can see she's got some beautiful curves into the glutes, nice conditioning, this groove in the hip here. Very beautiful overall shape. Okay, in terms of Olympia, there she is, qualified. Moving on to Masters 35 Plus. In first place, Nicole. Second, Cherry Lynn. Third, Fallon. Fourth, Jessica. And fifth, Guadalupe. And when you look at the scores, it was close, 1 point between fourth and third. All right, so here's Guadalupe in fifth place. Beautiful. I love the color of her suit, that kind of more of a smoky blue, very pretty. Her skin tone looks gorgeous. I love the shade of her tan. She's got great abs, but beautiful midsection in general. Nice lat. Good detail, really. A lot of conditioning coming through in the arms. You're seeing beautiful delts. You're seeing a lot of definition in the legs. But overall, I do think she could have had a little bit more curve and roundness. Like the shoulders could have been a little bit more full. The hamstrings, the quads. When I look at her beside the other girls, she looks very lean and very sharp and lots of those straight lines and angles. And I think she could have had just a little bit more curviness and roundness overall. But I still am super impressed. I think she's got great size. The midsection is particularly eye-catching, and her colors, everything look beautiful. Okay, here's Jessica in fourth place. Definitely more roundness and curves. You see the quad sweep is very beautifully full. Nice definition though, still coming in through the legs. You see the detail into the quads. A beautiful curve in the back. I think she needs a little bit more size in the delts, like just so that you really see the delt kind of popping out of the arm a bit more, more of that round bubbly shape. And I think a flatter, more tight midsection with perhaps a bit more of the six-pack coming through would be good. But I'm loving the legs. I think she's got great fullness, beautiful curve to the glute. I noticed her suit's a little bit falling, so she's probably very lean. Maybe a little glue to help there, but overall she looks great. The red is beautiful. It's like a bright cherry red. It looks fabulous. Nice blonde hair, good posing. Just overall she did a great job. It was a good fourth. Okay, next in third place is Fallon. Stunning as ever. I always see that midsection. Those abs are crazy. Really good shape. Good firmness. The skin looks so tight and her midsection just stands out. She's got a gorgeous hourglass shape here. Nice detail into the leg. The quad looks like it has a great outline. I do think though that she could have a little bit more of that easy to see triangular shape at the bottom of the delt here. It could just be where she's standing on stage lighting, but I feel like I'm not quite getting as much of that sharp line that I'd like to see, even though I'm getting some beautiful curves. The tan, I think 100% could have been darker. It just to really show off the definition. That might be kind of what I'm trying to hint at with the delt there. But overall, I think she looks really good. The blue suit is stunning. Her hair is gorgeous. It's big. It's off of her face. Everything looks really good. She's great at posing. Beautiful overall presence. And I think she looked good. Just a little bit more detail in the arms and a little bit darker tan. Okay, here's Sherilyn in second. Beautiful red suit. Not the greatest photo, but I couldn't find anything else of her in front. But you can see she's got a nice oblique. She's got a beautiful curve to the back of her glute. I think she could probably have a little bit more curve to the top of the quad, but it is hard to tell in this pose. You can see the nice roundness in her delt, a little bit more of that detail coming through underneath to kind of outline the delt beautifully. Her skin looks like a nice, beautiful color. Good red suit. I think she could have done more red in the lip myself, but great hair, great colors, gorgeous skin. All right, next in first place is Nicole, really nailing it. The conditioning is fabulous. See how well her outlining is in those delts? Just a lot of definition coming through in the arms. Her abs are really clearly defined, great obliques, beautiful groove coming down her leg. So the conditioning is just gorgeous. A lot of nice detail coming through. And beautiful overall hourglass shape. You've got these great curves in her arms, nice tiny waist, and a beautiful curve to the glute. In this front pose, I do feel like she could have a little bit more curve right here, kind of from the top part of her, the strap of her suit. But I love how wide her glutes are and how well the glute and the delt come together. So overall, she's got a really beautiful shape, but the conditioning was perfect. Great suit color, great hair, great posing too. Really a good job keeping the shoulders level and maintaining the beautiful curves in that back arm. Okay, so everyone is side by side. Nicole stands out to me. Her tan, her conditioning, the quads look fabulous. The curves in her shoulders, the definition, the outlining, the arm muscles really being clear and easy to see. See what I mean about Fallon? Could have had a little bit more of that definition into the arms. Guadalupe, I think a little bit more of the softness to come through when you compare her to the other girls. She's got a lot more of those lines and sharp angles. Really nice midsections on our top three. I think Jessica could have had a little bit more definition into the abs. But overall, like everybody looks great. Beautiful suit colors, nice hair. It's gorgeous. And then from behind, here's where I think Nicole stands out. She's got a lot of size. She's got a lot of length, beautiful definition coming into the hamstrings, and then good curves in her legs as well. I think Fallon has some really nice shape on the top of her glutes. Maybe a little bit more of the detail coming on the sides would be nice here on the sides of the glutes. Sherilyn, really clear, firm line here on the inside of the glute, nice small waist, and coming out into a really big width in her shoulders, which I think is fabulous. Jessica, I think, needed a little bit more detail coming into the back. Guadalupe, I think, beautiful, but perhaps the hair could just be a little bit more straight into the back, not covering up the delts. And one thing I noticed with the fit of the suit, Nicole and Fallon have a lot less fabric in between their glutes, and I think I prefer it with the fabric. You guys can comment below what you believe looks better, but I like when the fabric kind of separates the glutes and allows you to see the shape without the glutes touching each other. That's just my preference. I don't know that it matters much, but overall, I think everybody looked great. Nicole's hourglass really stands out to me as well. The width coming into the narrow waist and then right back out into the width of her glutes. So beautiful. Okay, 40 plus Masters Bikini. A lot of similar competitors. So Nicole in first, Sherilyn in second, Fallon in third, Karen in fourth, and Gigi in fifth. And once again, very close between third and fourth, just the 1 point difference. So let's just look at the athletes we haven't seen yet. So in fifth, we had Gigi, not quite in the pose in this photo, but it's the only photo I could find. You can see she's got some beautiful shoulders, really nice curvy shape. I love the gloss to highlight the top of her shoulder as well. Some nice definition coming into the abs, but I feel like it's not the best photo to show the tightness in her midsection. I think in this photo, it looks not quite as tiny of a waistline as we want to see, but still beautiful suit, beautiful makeup. She's always so pretty, really great hair, beautiful color too. Her tan looks gorgeous. A really great outlining of the quad, a nice gloss and glistening there on the front leg. And then Karen in fourth place. We haven't seen Karen compete for a while. It's lovely to see her back on stage. She looks beautiful. Particularly great shoulders. I'm loving the curve. I love the detail that you're getting right at that tip of the bottom of the delt. Beautiful overall shape. Her waistline looks so small, very flat, very trim, and a nice shape into the glute. She's very tall, very lean. I wonder if perhaps she was just a tiny bit too lean, if she couldn't have been a little bit more round and soft looking in the legs, in the back of the legs. You'll see in the lineup when I put the photos side by side. But I think overall, seeing her back on stage, she looks fabulous. Great blonde hair. There was some pink in her eyeshadow to match with this super feminine pink suit. She was sparkly, she was glittery, she looked beautiful. Okay, so here's the side by side. I still think Nicole stands out. I really like her pose here. I like her conditioning, her tiny waistline, the very, very trim, flat midsection. When I look at Fallon and Karen, one thing that I notice a difference here is in the posture. Fallon has a little bit more of a lean forward, whereas Karen is standing very upright. I notice it, in the obliques. Karen's obliques are more up and down, whereas Fallon's have a little bit more of an angle. So it's just a slight difference in the stature, in the posture. But overall, everybody looks really good. It's a beautiful top 5. And then from behind, okay, so Karen has some amazing glutes, a lot of size, but definitely more detail coming down the back of her legs than Fallon. I think Fallon has a little bit more softness, a little more comparable to what we're seeing in first and second here. Beautiful delts on Karen. Gigi, I think the hair is obstructing her delts a little bit too much. She could just kind of thin out the sides or make it more into a V shape. Beautiful size though on her glutes, and I really like the inner curve of her leg. She's got some great size and just beautiful overall shape. So another fabulous Bikini Masters division. Now, Bikini 45 plus and 50 plus were actually the same top 5 with the same scores. So in first place, Angela, second, Dusty, third, Monica, fourth, Sophia, and fifth, Deborah, with even scoring all the way through. So here's Deborah in fifth place, stunning in this dark green suit with her dark hair, and her tan is really dark too. So she's got the very rich look. It looks great. She's got nice conditioning. You're seeing some detail in the back leg. Her hamstrings look particularly good in this picture. I think she's got a nice curve here, some good fullness. I do think that even though she's got a really nice overall silhouette, she needs more round, full, big shoulders. I think she could have more size. She's got to kind of play up the width of her upper body so that you really see the hourglass shape, and just have a little bit more of that curvy look to the arms. It's a little bit straight coming down her silhouette. I think she could do a bolder lip myself with all of these deep, rich, dark colors. I think she could have done a red. But I am such a lipstick girl, and I think it would look stunning. But overall, she looks great. Just a little bit more upper body, maybe a little bit more definition coming through in the abs. But overall, a really good look. Okay, here's Sophia in fourth place. Crazy size. She's got beautiful legs. I just love the curves of her hamstrings and her quad sweep. She's got some great fullness, great round, full, curvy muscles, beautiful definition in her abs, a nice lat. This pose, you can see she's not in the pose yet in this photo, but definitely we got to make sure that the shoulders are level and showing off the roundness in the delt. To me, in this picture, you're seeing that great definition, but everything is too straight and flattened and too diagonal from the back shoulder. So she's got this fullness here, but not the fullness in the front. So a little bit more once she's in the pose. It's not a great photo to be using to mention that, but definitely want to see the balance in the upper body, the symmetry between right and left, and then just that beautiful, tall, really pumped up upper body to make your eyes see the hourglass shape. But overall, I'm super impressed by her size, her density. She's got a lot of great definition in the abs in particular. But man, these legs, the curves, I love it. Beautiful tan. I don't feel like the color of the suit is popping very well against the dark color of the tan. It's approaching very similar tones. So I would definitely try to play up a little bit more of the red, maybe more red in the lip, or even play up more of the white. Try to get a bit more of the crystal to show in the back here, just to really separate the suit from the skin. All right, Monica in third place. Beautiful, great suit color. It looks good with her tan. I noticed, first of all, her shoulders. She's got a gorgeous curved shape, some nice fullness in those delts. Beautiful, tiny midsection, really small stomach with some great oblique definition, and nice curve to the glute. I feel like I'd love to see a better photo of her actual pose so that we can see the size of her legs. In this photo, she looks quite narrow and not a lot of curve. Even though she's got those curves in the delts, I would like to see more of the curve and roundness into the legs. So again, it's not the greatest pose to see the leg shape, but you can see she's got some beautiful glutes and a really nice tiny waistline. So you get that gorgeous curvy S shape already. Nice hair, nice simple makeup, beautiful tan. Okay, here's Dusty in second place. Great posing. You're seeing her shoulders, you're seeing the glute, the quads. She looks beautiful. Nice definition, particularly here in her hip. I think you got a good look at the quad, very beautifully outlined. Her hair looks stunning, so smooth, bright, beautiful makeup. Her smile is so contagious. Great suit color against the skin tone. Like just overall, she looks very well put together. Nice jewelry, nice posing. I think she could try to get a little more tightness into the midsection. You've got great oblique definition, but I'd want to see a bit more abs if I could. And I also feel like she could have a little bit more size in her arms. This arm here seems quite straight to me. I'd want to have a bit more of that curve to the delt and more roundness and fullness in the bicep and triceps, just so that you're seeing a little bit more shapes, a little bit more of those round, full, curvy muscles. But overall, I think her hourglass shape looks really nice. The tiny waist with the angle of the lat and the delt coming in look really good. Maybe a little bit more height to the glute here, but overall, I think her legs look really lovely and her conditioning is nice. So a beautiful second place. Okay, Angela in first is really nailing it. She's got a tiny midsection with really extreme exaggeration out to her shoulders. So she's very wide, beautiful lat. You come in so narrow and then right back out to a very firm, full, beautiful glute. Her skin looks tight. Her detail is lovely. You've got nice lines in her quad. She's maintained the fullness in the quad sweep. Maybe she could have had a little bit more detail coming through in the arms, or the tan could have been a little bit more darker up top. But you see she's got some great outlining of this back delt here, and the balance is nice. So she's holding her posture very well. The shoulders are level. Mostly I just noticed the lat and the small waistline, so that excellent shape that she has here. I think she did great. Beautiful red suit. The makeup looks nice. The hair is off her shoulders, so you see a great look at her delts, and she really stands out. She looks amazing. Okay, so here's everyone side by side. Angela for sure stands out. She's standing up nice and tall. Her midsection looks tiny. Her lats, her shoulders are very full and round. She's just got a very beautiful overall shape. Nice curves to the glutes. Sophia stands out for me for all of this beautiful definition in her midsection, but also the fullness in her legs. I think that look amazing. Monica, really nice tiny waistline. Deborah, beautiful detail coming into that back leg. And Dusty, just a gorgeous overall look with the colors, with her hair, with her smile, and she's posing very beautifully. But Angela, to me, has it with her nice tiny midsection and that overall hourglass shape. And then from behind, Angela still takes it for me here. The delts are really shining. She's got some beautiful round, full curvy delts, nice tiny waistline, and then good size into the glutes. I think maybe she could have a little bit more, like run her fingers through the hair and just kind of open up the curls a little bit to have a bit more of the skin concealed. But there's nothing wrong. Like she doesn't have too much muscle or definition showing through, so it's not a problem. But I just like the look of that thick, full curl at the bottom of the hair. Sophia, amazing round, full glutes, but her shoulders are not quite as standing out from her physique, so you're not getting as much hourglass in the width coming into the narrowness. Monica, beautiful, tiny waist, nice shoulders. I do think she's almost pinching her shoulders, though. Maybe she could relax the elbows a bit to the sides. Dusty, nice detail coming down the bottom of her legs. I think she's got a good tie-in here. Waist is not as tiny as Angela's, but she's doing a good job with the posing to show off the glutes. Deborah, not quite in the pose here yet, but you can see she's got some beautiful curves into the legs. Nice. The tie-in, the outlining of her glute looks really good on the inside in particular. But to me, Angela kind of nails it. She's got the width coming in and the big, beautiful, full glutes. And then in 55 plus bikini, we had one competitor, Tanya. So here she is looking amazing. I really liked her arms. I think she's got great delts, beautiful definition in the bottom of the delt, nice curves in the arms, beautiful fullness and round shape to the glute. Great definition. You've got some detail into the quads here, the line coming down. I feel like she could have had a little bit more gloss in her tan, just to really highlight some of those areas, like highlight a bit of the top of the quad, highlight the hip. Maybe she could pose a little bit more forward so that the midsection looks a little smaller and trimmer down by the belly button. Like if she could just pull the shoulder a bit more out over here, I think that would look really good. Back pose, really great size in her glutes. You can see she's got a beautiful size. Nice fullness, nice roundness. She's got some good detail coming into the back of her legs. Overall, just a stunning look. I'm losing a bit of the symmetry. This shoulder looks a little higher than this one, but it could just be the way that the hair is falling. But overall, I think she did a great job and she looks amazing. Okay, moving on to Pro Wellness. In first place, Yanni. Second, Alexis. Third, Celeste. Fourth, Jin Hua. And fifth, Jacqueline. And looking at the scores, it was close again between fourth place and third place. Only 1 point difference. So here's Jacqueline in fifth place. Wow, great size in her legs. Beautiful quad sweep, great size in her glutes. She's got an amazing definition. The line here separating the glute from the hamstring and the quad, this groove, awesome. Her waist looks super tiny here. Beautiful. The ribs with the oblique look great. It just really trims the size of her midsection, and you notice the lat. The delt, though, I feel is being pulled back the way that her arm is. I'd like if she could just get her arm to fall a little more down, but not to cover the glute, of course. Hair off the shoulder so I could see the back shoulder. I just feel like her shoulders are too hidden. So if this shoulder could come more forward and this shoulder could come more back, then the arm could fall more down. But I do like how tiny her waistline looks here. The other thing I noticed is this back leg is really obstructed by this amazing front leg. So maybe she could pull it out a little more so that we just see a bit more of the sweep and a bit more of the hamstring of the back leg. But her physique is amazing. Her lower body is incredible. The suit color is gorgeous with the hair. Her makeup is kind of smoky and dark and just, she looks beautiful. Okay, next is Jinhua in fourth place. Fabulous conditioning. I really like all the lines in her legs. This groove is super easy to see. Nice gloss as well, so definitely highlighting all of her beautiful muscles. I think her abs look spectacular, really flat midsection, great obliques, beautiful curves in her arms. Like, just overall, she looks really good everywhere. The red suit is perfect. Her makeup is lovely. Her hair is off her shoulders. She's standing really straight so that the shoulders look level. The only thing I feel when I compare her with the others is she might be too forward facing. I think if she could turn a little bit more in her waist to show off how tiny it is rather than being square to the front. I think her shoulders are lovely where they are. Maybe this one could be a little bit more towards the back corner. Just so that she's at a bit more of an angle and less square on. I think that would make her waistline look even tinier, but keep her shoulders looking gorgeous. Beautiful legs, beautiful tan. Overall, she's really stunning. All right, next in third is Celeste. Gorgeous glute, really nice shape. The curve underneath where the glute and the hamstring come together is awesome, and beautiful detail as well. This hip has so much going on. The gloss, the definition, the lines, the groove coming right down. Oh, amazing. I think she's posing well. The back leg is far enough away that you're seeing the shape in the hamstring and the quad. Her midsection looks tiny. But again, I've said this with another competitor, I feel that her upper body is too sideways. Like, I'm not seeing enough of the back shoulder at all. So if this shoulder could come a little bit more here, the arm could fall more straight rather than being pulled outwards, and then we'd see just a little bit more of that back shoulder. I like how small her waist looks. I like the more profile shot of her lower body, but I do want to see a bit more of the upper body so you can see that triangular shape in the upper. But her suit is beautiful. It's a great color with her tan. Her hair is long and smooth. Maybe it could be off her shoulder just so we can see the delta a little better, but still, I think she's got really great features and her lower body looks incredible. All right, Alexis nailed it. Everything she's doing here is perfect. Her posing is perfect. Her tan is perfect. Her makeup is perfect. Her suit color is perfect. Did I already mention the tan? Because her color looks amazing. The gloss, everything. She's just stunning. She's got just the right amount of her shoulders to the front. So we see both of the shoulders. We see the arm muscles. We see the balance. We see the symmetry. We get a little bit of her lat, which is gorgeous. We see that stunning S-curve shape, amazing midsection, but she's not completely straight on and forward facing. So she's still at an angle. You're still seeing that tiny midsection. One of her obliques is completely to the back. So it's a lovely shape that she's really carved out. I think her posing here is perfect. Now, legs, are you kidding me? The fullness in the quads is insane. The roundness, that crazy sweep, but then she also has amazing detail. The teardrop shape here, the outlining here, the groove, the line goes all the way past her calves to her ankles. Like, I think she just got everything 100% perfectly right. She looks stunning. She looks beautiful. The conditioning is right on. Her shape is gorgeous. And I love, love, love her posing. So I have nothing negative to say. I think she looks incredible. All right. Hayani in first place. Wow, beautiful lower body. Her skin looks so smooth and silky and shiny and buttery, and just the color is amazing. I wish the upper body had the same color as the lower body, but I've mentioned that before. I think that's just the way that the photos are picking up the lighting. Her legs, though, are just so massive. They're so full, and the glute is insane. Huge shape. Great detail coming out. Like, this groove here is awesome. You can see she's got a lot of size in the back leg as well. Standing very sideways, so you're getting a tiny view of her midsection. It's very complimentary to her physique to show off this beautiful oblique, nice lat. I do wish though that I could see more of her back shoulders. So even just by putting the hair to the back would have been nice, so we could see the shape of the delt. But she's got great size. The conditioning is not too much. You're not seeing vascularity. You're not seeing overly shadowy, deep grooves. It's just this amazing amount of detail in these legs. She's stunning. And need I mention the suit? My gosh, the most beautiful, perfect, gorgeous, amazing turquoise you've ever seen. Okay, so everyone side by side. I have to say, Alexis is really catching my eye. I love the way she's posing. I think it shows off such a beautiful look of her midsection. Her legs look great. I like that she has more space between her legs than the other girls. I think it gives you a really good look at all the muscles of the back leg. Here, I think you'll agree with me, Jacqueline, you're not seeing enough of the back leg. You're not seeing enough of the shoulder of Jacqueline or Celeste. Jinhua, I feel, could be less forward-facing, though. Like, somewhere in the middle, like what Alexis is doing. Ayani in first place, her legs are so amazing. But when I compare her now between first and second, the glute certainly catches my eye. And that amount of height and density she has in the top part. Alexis doesn't quite have it in comparison to first place. But wow, what a top 5. Now from behind, I didn't have the full pose of everyone in this, in the photos here, but you can see the beautiful quad sweep on Alexis, great fullness in the inside of her legs. The definition is nice coming down in the back. Celeste, gorgeous lower body, but her upper body, she's not having quite as much of that roundness in the top of the delts. I think our 4th place winner is looking incredible here. Really good sweep, nice upper body. You get that nice narrowing into the waist, but I feel like the glutes could almost be a little bigger to really balance with the legs. 5th place and 1st place, unfortunately not quite in the pose yet, but you can see a beautiful amount of outlining underneath. I think there's some crazy detail here on Jacqueline, but her waistline is not looking as tiny in this transition pose as Ayani in 1st place. The blonde hair definitely stands out. You can tell she's got some crazy size in those legs. And of course, she was already qualified for Olympia. All right, now Masters Wellness 35 plus. In 1st place, Yami. 2nd, Luz. 3rd, Joanna. 4th, Yasmin. And 5th, Kat. And close between 4th and 5th, only 1 point difference. So here's Kat in 5th place. Beautiful skin tone. I love the gloss. I love the color of her tan. I think you're seeing a really nice midsection, beautiful overall curvy shape. Nice roundness in the delts. I think she's doing a good job with her back arm to maintain that curve here as well. Perhaps though, even in this front pose, she could have a little bit more of the full round curvy shape into the quads. It's long and lean, but I think a little bit more of the roundness would be good. Lovely color of the suit. I love all the gloss. She looks very well highlighted. She looks beautiful. And maybe though a little more conditioning also, just so you see the shape of the delt a little bit better in this arm, and maybe a few more of those smaller details coming through in the quads. All right, Yasmin in 4th place. Gorgeous conditioning. First thing I noticed was this line coming down her leg. Looks amazing. You can see she's got some very lean arms. The definition, the details coming through. She's not quite in her pose in this photo, but you can still see the shape of her glute is stunning. I wouldn't mind if there was a little bit more of that like kind of curve where the glute and the hamstring come together, just so that you see a little bit more of the coming in before coming out again to the hamstring. But I think her quads look awesome. Really great sweep, really great roundness, fullness, great color in her suit. beautiful tan. She just looks amazing. All right, Joanna in third place. Check out those abs. Oh my gosh, she's so lean. She's got great definition, tiny waistline, and beautiful detail coming through in her front legs. So she's not in a pose, she's not standing still, but you're seeing so much detail. I love it. She's got great size. You can see the sweep. You can see a bit of that glute coming through. You can tell that she would have an amazing hourglass shape when she's in that pose. The only thing that I would be concerned about is the shoulders. Now, this is a terrible photo to comment on shoulders, but I certainly want to make sure that there is roundness in the shoulders while she's in the pose. So something to look out for in future contests when I check out the photos. But I think she looks amazing. I'm so impressed by her midsection. It's tight, it's tiny, it's firm, it's detailed. The suit color is beautiful. I don't know if it's blue or purple or a combo of the both. It looks great with the backdrop. It looks great with her skin. The crystals are so glorious. The white shines so beautifully against her skin tone. I think she looks stunning. Okay, Luz in second place. Beautiful size. She's got a lot of density in her upper body. That's something I definitely notice is the lat and the shoulder. A lot of mass here. Nice. The hourglass, that S curve is really clear. And I love how she has that beautiful line in the bottom of her glute before the hamstring. So you definitely see the curve of the glute coming in and then the curve of the hamstring. It's not one just solid block of muscle. Beautiful differences between the parts of her legs. I think she's got nice conditioning in the legs in particular. The groove here looks great. The gloss is highlighting it. Nice line coming down her leg. Her calves look great. Midsection is a little bit like there's lines here, a little bumpy, a little, I don't know whether it's the vascularity I'm seeing. I'd certainly like to see a little bit more smooth and soft, even though I want it to be firm and have definition. But I think her suit looks good. Her blonde hair looks lovely. I like the bolder lip. Her tan color looks great. She's got a lot of size, a lot of mass, and the definition is awesome. Okay, first place, Yami. Amazing. Her midsection is lovely, really smooth, really flat, really toned, great obliques. You definitely notice that tininess when your eye travels over her silhouette. She's got a great size to her glute, nice curvy shape on the bottom, and a good little dip here where the glute and the hamstring come together. She's got good size in the legs. I wouldn't mind if there was even more of the curve coming up on this back leg rather than a little bit more of the straightness that we're seeing. But I think overall, just the overall shape with that tiny waistline, the nice conditioning, she's got good shoulders, good detail in the shoulders. That just the whole total package really puts her in a great spot. Nice overall silhouette, really catches my eye. The suit color, I think, could have been more vibrant red. It's a bit tone on tone with her tan, and I definitely would have been more vibrant with the makeup, a brighter red lip or brighter hair, just to really give some pizzazz and some pop to her features. But the physique is amazing. Mostly the midsection catches my eye. Okay, so the side-by-side sort of didn't quite have everybody in the pose here, but you can see Yami's midsection really is tiny. I think Joanna, if she was in the pose, hers would be comparatively small. Luz, beautiful glute shape. I really like the roundness here, but Yami's comes out quite a bit. So there's definitely a emphasis on the glute when she's posing. Whereas our second place has a little bit more of a balanced look. Kat, gorgeous overall appearance. I think her midsection looks great, nice glute here, but I do think she needs more detail coming through, like what we're seeing on our other four competitors. Yasmin, great line. I love the curve of her quad. I think she just looks muscular and very well detailed. It's a great look. And then from behind, Yami, it's that tiny waistline that really catches my eye, and then a nice balance between the size of the legs and the size of the glutes. I almost feel like Joanna's quads are taking over a little bit in her lower body, and then she could maybe try to open up her shoulders a little bit. There's almost a pinching here in the elbows, just so that it's not so straight before we see the curves of her lower body. Second place, I think there's too much hair. I think if she could kind of thin the sides or make it more of a triangular shape, we'd see the delts a little bit better. I think she's got fabulous conditioning. The outlining of her glute hem tines looks beautiful. Kat, I think, needed a little bit more sharpness in the definition into the back of the legs. Yasmin isn't quite in the pose here, but crazy detail in her arms. I'm loving those triceps. Okay, 40 plus. A very similar lineup. We had Yami in first, Luz in second, Yasmin in third, and now we have Ruth added in fourth. So here's a photo of Ruth, not quite in her pose, but you can see she's got great size to the glute, beautiful hamstrings, and really nice detail coming through, outlining the difference between the glute and the hamstring, this groove in her hip. I'm not sure, her hand is covering her midsection. I'd like to see the obliques. I'd like to see the delts a little more, but you can see here, she's got nice detail outlining the delt, some good size into the triceps, great calves too. So overall, I think she looks really lovely. A nice red suit. I would have done a red lip. You guys know me by this point. And overall, I think she looks lovely, but just a little bit more vibrancy, I think, into the makeup in the face would have been nice. But beautiful legs for sure. Okay, so here's everyone side by side. Again, Yami catches my eye because of that tiny midsection and just that really nice amount of definition and that gorgeous width. The side by side of her glute, like how far it comes out of her body, is really impressive. Then from behind, when we add Joanna into the mix, she's got some amazing curves, really full and round glute, but I do feel like she's leaning forward a little too much. You're not getting the delts and the upper back being as full and wide as you're seeing on Yami and Luz. She's got some amazing size, but yeah, her proportions are getting thrown off a little bit. I think Yasmin, just her arm here, my gosh, amazing. So that's it for this show. Ooh, a big one, but there are even more shows coming up this weekend. This is a huge weekend for the ladies. So make sure you subscribe. I'll be back with recaps of all those shows as soon as I can. Give me a like if you like this video, comment your thoughts below, and come find me. I'm on Instagram at Turquoise Toffee.